Sincere thanks to all our audience. To continue watching videos without ads, you can subscribe via the Gumroad link below the description. If you want to watch the latest free videos, you can visit ourdailyblog.com. If you continue to love and support us, you can donate to us via GiveSendGo or PayPal or Gumroad link below the description. God bless us all. Restored Republic via GCR, update as of March 13, 2026. The latest video will be shown earlier at the official website ourdailyblog.com. Judy note, the great problems of this earth can be traced back to the evil influences of Satan in our daily lives and our ability to overcome them. In this great war of good against evil that means the global military alliance's takedown of the international child sex trafficking ring run by the Vatican. Pray for the children. Pray for the soldiers on the front lines in this fight against evil. Pray that nations of this earth can overcome and we can at last live in peace. Remember, God always wins. Back on Thursday, May 24, 2018, I wrote an article about Pope Francis' cover-up of the international child sex trafficking, adrenochrome and organ harvesting ring that was just now coming to light. Thursday, May 24, 2018, Vatican pedophile ring, child trafficking, mass graves and missing children. Leaked documents from the Vatican, a 2,300-page report, verified Pope Francis cover-up of a Vatican pedophile ring. In May of 2018, 20 Chilean priests who went public on their connection to that very same pedophile ring, were killed in a plane crash right after their meeting with Pope Francis. Francis was not immune to charges on Vatican child exploitation. Back on July 20, 2014, the International Common Law Court of Justice in Brussels found defendants Pope Francis Bergoglio, Catholic Jesuit Superior General Adolfo Pacin and Archbishop of Canterbury Justin Welby guilty of rape, torture, murder and the trafficking of children. As with the Vatican pedophile ring, the dramatic story of Pope Francis child trafficking never made the mainstream media, even though over 48 eyewitnesses had verified that the Vatican was paid big bucks to regularly funnel children through their pedophile ring to Satan-worshipping businessmen, politicians and members of European royal families. Child sacrifice and trafficking in Holland. An eyewitness speaks out. Introduction. Two adolescent women told the Aanklacht court that Pope Francis raped them while participating in child sacrifices during the springs of 2009 and 2010 in rural Holland and Belgium. According to a former employee of the Curia in Rome, rapes and murders of children also took place at the Carnarvon Castle in Wales and an undisclosed French chateau. A prosecutor introduced notarized affidavits by 8 others, claiming to witness these same crimes organized by the Vatican. Another witness testified that they were present during meetings with the then Argentine priest and Bishop Francis and the military junta during Argentine's 1970s dirty war. According to the witness, Francis helped traffic 30,000 children of missing political prisoners into the Vatican pedophile ring. Some of those children were believed buried in a child mass gravesite in Spain, that the Vatican has continuously refused requests for excavation, just as the Vatican has refused requests for excavation of some 32 child mass grave sites believed filled with over 50,000 children who went missing from the Anglican, United Church of Canada, though mainly 80 Catholic native residential schools across Canada. 28 mass graves of Indian children in Canada. There were 7 eyewitnesses to child homicides at Canadian residential schools, or to Queen Elizabeth's kidnapping of 10 children from the Kamloops School in British Columbia. All were killed, or died of mysterious causes right before they were to testify before the Aanklacht court. Chief Louis Daniels, Harriet Nahani, Nora Bernard, Johnny Bingo Dawson, Ricky Lavallee, William Coombs, and Harry Wilson. A BBC documentary exposed a 50-year scandal of child trafficking by the Catholic Church in Spain. Over 300,000 babies were stolen from their parents up to the 1990s. Mothers were told their babies died and were buried in mass graves. The Catholic Church was said to have made $20 billion on the adoptions. BBC documentary exposes 50-year scandal of baby trafficking by the Catholic Church in Spain. Pope Francis was also found by the court to be a perpetrator in satanic child sacrifice rites while acting as an Argentine priest and bishop, according to a sealed document obtained from the Vatican archives. On July 3, 2014, and just like the 7 eyewitnesses who were murdered and the 20 priests killed after intel of the Vatican pedophile ring went public, an informant investigator went missing after supplying the court with documents from secret archives beneath the Vatican. One Vatican document called the Magisterial Privilege claimed that prior to each new Pope taking office, they were required to participate in killing infants and drinking their blood in Ninth Circle satanic cult child sacrifice rites. In keeping with such murderous mandates, a satanic cult child sacrifice led by Pope Francis Jorge Mario Bergoglio was said planned for the upcoming June 21, 2018 summer solstice in Geneva, Switzerland, just prior to meetings of the World Council of Churches, WCC. Child victims for the satanic rite were thought supplied by the Vatican pedophile ring. At midnight on the solstice a heavily guarded ceremony will be held in the Catholic Basilica Notre Dame on Rue Argonne in Geneva. Only the top WCC leaders and the Pope will be there. We have all been warned to keep quiet about it. It's the same basilica where children went missing in 2014 and ritual killing was indicated. I suspect their June 21 pact will be sealed in blood, an informant said. Back in June 2014 at the Eichlucht Court, an investigator for the Irish Guarded Police Force testified before 5 judges and 27 jury members that marks on the bones of nearly 796 children found in an Irish Roman Catholic nun septic tank indicated they had been ritually killed. The witness testified that forensic experts have confirmed the decapitation and dismemberment of the babies in the mass grave resembled the usual signs of ritualistic murder, or child sacrifice. The Eichlucht Court chief prosecutor also professed a link between the British, Dutch and Belgian royal families and the disappearances and killing of Mohawk children at Queen Elizabeth's Church of England or Anglican's Brantford Indian Residential School in Ontario, Canada. The Ndrangheta Mafia syndicate obtains its child fodder through its deep involvement with the child-snatching Roman Catholic Church and top Vatican officials. A Radical Party member of the Italian Parliament, Matteo Macchio, told Kevin Annett of the Eichlucht Court, "The modern mafia are the same people who run the Catholic Church and Italian government. They're indistinguishable. They're all in the same club. Their main concern is their assets, which come from organized crime, drugs and arms dealing, plus human trafficking." Mr. Annett has also felt the power of the Vatican. The Canadian pastor was in London attending a rally concerning the Eichlucht Court's successfully litigated case in behalf of the 50,000 missing native Canadian children. Annett was detained, held in jail overnight, then deported, all done without being charged. Since then he has also survived at least 2 attempts on his life. In view of the Vatican's history, those homicide attempts shouldn't come as a surprise. Rejected by courts in Canada, Annett spent 20 years bringing the missing Canadian native children cases to the International Court. Evidence could be viewed in Annett's hidden no longer. The end of deep state cabal tyranny. Patriots unite, this is the end of Satan worshipper deep state cabal tyranny and the birth of true prosperity for we the people. The green light blazed, the storm raged and victory is ours, God wins. Stay strong, prepare, and watch the greatest show on earth unfold. That involves the global currency reset, GCR, release of Nizar Jazar and the new quantum financial system, QFS. More important, it finally involves the roundup, military tribunals and executions of those multi-thousands of deep state global elite operatives involved in child sex trafficking run by the Vatican. Right now the new fully decentralized gold/asset-backed quantum financial system was live and in the process of replacing the criminal central banking system that has kept people of the world in chains for hundreds of years. The financial freedom came about the 1st of March 2026 when President Trump released the global currency reset, GCR, for 209 now sovereign nations. The BRICS alliance of Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa had been planning the gold/asset-backed GCR since the Federal Reserve took out bankruptcy on the fiat Federal Reserve dollar way back in 2008. The bad news, for some time the fiat U.S. Federal Reserve dollar has no longer been seen as the basis for international trade, which was causing chaos around the globe. The U.S. dollar has been fiat and backed by nothing for some time. The IMF was drastically trying to cover that up, along with the 2008 bankruptcy. The good news, several months back Trump transferred the Federal Reserve to the new U.S. Treasury. It was no longer under control of the deep state cabal. The Federal Reserve could no longer scam the American people. Thursday, March 12, 2026, U.S. debt clock. Breaking news, $5.5 trillion banking scam exposed. The Fed and 50 state credit union banks face off to free America from debt serfdom. The bad news, the world's biggest economies were broke. The US, Canada, Europe, Japan, Israel, the UK, Taiwan, Australia, and New Zealand can't keep up with their debt any longer. The good news, Countries were moving away from the fiat US dollar. Thursday, March 12, 2026 BRICS earthquake. Saudi Arabia moves away from the dollar. The petrodollar heir faces its biggest test yet. The bad news: deep state cabal central banks were going down, freezing individual accounts along the way. The good news: it was highly advised to get your fiat money out of your bank right away. You could use the cash on hand to get yourself through this period of conversion to the new and fully decentralized gold/asset-backed quantum financial system. Or instead of holding cash, make a little money by converting your cash into gold, silver, and/or cryptocurrencies, XRP, XLM, XDC, which were the basis for the new system. The good news: don't worry if, for whatever reason, you can't get access to your bank account. That account balance has already been mirrored onto the new system, though won't be available to you until you can set up your new money account, wallet, in early April at an official redemption center. The bad news: the deep state elites were aware that time was running out for them. They needed the global financial crash to happen and for you not to be ready for it. They were frantically setting up a digital banking system that would force you under their control. They would decide what you could use your money for, where you went, what you did in your daily life. You would be their slave. It was part of their Agenda 2030. The good news: white hats to the rescue. The EBS was ready to go in the middle of all this chaos. Why? The world will enter a new era of financial independence when the markets crash, the banks go under, and the truth about Nizar Jazara comes out. The good news: a fair and transparent global quantum financial system will arise that was backed by assets, and designed to give power back to the people. What do you need to do right now? Get cash in hand before the banks close. A possible timing: on Monday, March 9, 2026. Insiders confirmed the final activation phase was locked in, with the quantum financial system fully live in mirroring every bank account across the planet to gold-backed currency. The global currency reset was live across all 209 sovereign nations. On Thursday, March 12, 2026 the final sequence phase activated, with a 48-hour countdown to worldwide blackout and 10-day stay-at-home under global military alliance. Prepare. Pray. Friday, 13th of March 2026 final sequence confirmed, global martial law lockdown, EBS override armed, overriding every screen, phone, radio and internet feed worldwide. For the next 3 days the EBS broadcasts loop undeniable evidence, 8-hour documentaries airing in loops 24/7 expose the deep state's pedophile networks, child trafficking rings run from the Vatican, election fraud, COVID crimes as premeditated murder via killer protocols and jabs, and exposes chemtrails poisoning the skies. The 10 days of darkness have begun with banks and ATMs staying dark through the period, stock food, water, cash, and essentials now. The cabal's central banks were dead, sovereign treasuries rise under Trump's command. Martial law continued to secure mass arrests, thousands of sealed indictments unsealed, JAG tribunals in full swing, Gitmo overflowing with traitors, rogue bankers, Zionist operatives and top Freemasons facing justice. Friday, March 13, 2026 BRICS Summit 7 Kingdoms and Global Currency Reset announcements. Jazara funds surge into humanitarian projects, Zim redemptions explode for the faithful who held the line, and currency exchanges follow at sky-high rates. On Monday, March 16, 2026 Nizar/Jazara integrates completely, eternal youth tech like medbeds rolls out, with free healing for humanity from cabal-engineered diseases while restoring God-given sovereignty. Holographic medbeds activate everywhere, ending Big Pharma's reign of terror. On Tuesday, March 17, 2026 Trump invites patriots to Washington, D.C. to unleash his epic Independence Day event, National Rededication to God, 49 Days of Prayer to July 4, 250th. He unveils the reborn republic under QFS gold standard. Freedom dawns brighter than ever, the Democratic Party lies in ruins, exposed as the cabal's puppet arm, never to rise again. B Worldwide Emergency Broadcast System. A worldwide EBS announcement hitting everyone's cell phones will say that sometime in the next 5 hours or so, everyone needs to be home and a global lockdown will begin for 10 to 12 days. After a Nizar announcement there will be an emergency broadcast system circulating globally, where they will literally be showing documentaries of everything that has happened to wake up the masses. During the lockdown IT will be broadcast on every station and there will be documentaries to provide full disclosure for everyone to see everything that has been happening. See Timing: Medbed activation on Thursday, March 12, 2026. Insider channels leaked the explosive Medbed activation timeline, directly countering the deep state's final desperate moves. On Wednesday, March 11, 2026, Medbed surged online in hidden military bases across 209 nations. White hats flipped the switch on holographic healing chambers, erasing Kabbalah-engineered diseases in seconds. Rescued children from underground horrors walked free, their scars vanished, proof the pedophile networks are crumbling under martial law sweeps. On Thursday, March 12, 2026, Quantum Grid synced with Starlink, powering medbeds to full capacity. Trump's shadow command ripped Big Pharma from its roots, ending the poison pill empire. No more chemo cash grabs or vax mandates, tariffs fund free health. While elites' hidden longevity serums get exposed and destroyed. Deep state in panic mode. On Friday, March 13, 2026, internal trials exploded with miracles, spinal fusions reversed, organs regenerated, vision restored in blinks. Veterans discarded by the old regime rose unbreakable. The cabal's bioweapon labs shut down worldwide as medbeds decode DNA sabotage, awakening warriors ready to storm the gates. On Saturday, March 14, 2026, Global Streams broadcast live healings, igniting fury against suppressors. JFK Jr.'s coded posts confirmed, Royals and Hollywood bloodlines face tribunals as medbeds reveal their stolen tech. Pedo arrests hit record highs, no mercy for the adrenochrome elite. On Monday, March 16, 2026, free access unlocked everywhere via NISA protocols. Eternal youth infusions flood humanitarian centers, turning back clocks on aging illusions. Quanons vindicated as the Great Awakening heals bodies and souls, the storm's fury unleashes immortal patriots to reclaim Earth. On Tuesday, March 17, 2026, Trump's triumphant reveal at a massive rally unveiled medbed hubs in every city. GCR wealth pours into projects. But the real fire, healed masses rise against remaining traitors, executing justice with unbreakable resolve. The cabal melts in defeat, freedom's dawn burns bright. Blackout Thursday, March 12, 2026. The 48-hour window is closed. The blackout phase has begun. Friday, March 13, 2026. Final sequence confirmed, global martial law lockdown, EBS override armed. Iran regime collapsing, not an accident. The cabal's Middle East pillar falls on schedule. The archives are open. The grid recorded everything. Military tribunals have flagged the world's most powerful names, assets seized, movement restricted, communications cut. They are no longer leaders. They are defendants. Detention sites active. Omega files indexed. Charges: corruption, trafficking, biowarfare, treason. Global currency reset. Thursday, March 12, 2026. It's official, reset of the world's currencies, Tier 4B ISO 20022 on Telegram. The emergency broadcast system will go off, the markets will close, and we will have 2 to 10 days of disclosure. After that, Tier 4B, us, the Internet Group, will get a message telling them to set up exchange/redemption appointments. There were 5 levels of people who were exchanging currencies and bonds. Tier 1, governments. Tier 1 was officially paying out right now. Tier 2, whales, wealthy people with currency platforms and businesses. Tier 3, the Admirals Group. American Indians, farmers, CMKX and big church groups like the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which houses the largest humanitarian program in the world. Tier 4, millions of people who are paying attention to Intel, us, the Internet Group. Tier 5, the general public. Thursday, March 12, 2026. Final phase activated, no turning back. Confirmed, Tier 4B is now live and moving, Tier 4B ISO 20022 on Telegram. Thursday, March 12, 2026. Tier 4B, us, the Internet Group, entered their final liquidity cycle. Insiders report notifications are rolling out right now. This is real-time execution, not speculation. Breaking intel, massive QFS movements underway. High-value transfers are clearing through the QFS, triggering full liquidity release across multiple tiers. Private banking channels confirm funds are already positioning, the final step before public rollout. Live bank screens lighting up with rates. IQD, $9.35, fully active internally. VND, $5.89, exceeding projected values. ZIM, Processing, elite groups receiving now private jets just landed. High-level clearances confirmed. Military and government officials are arriving under security escort in Reno and Hong Kong. This only happens when history is being triggered. The next 6 to 12 hours will define everything. Deep state interference has collapsed, every move is being shut down instantly. The gold-backed financial system is here. Liberation is unfolding. The final switch is being thrown, be ready. Watch your inbox. When this completes, nothing can stop what follows. Judy note, we have been told that Wells Fargo, which is owned by the Chinese elders, the ones who own the gold behind the global currency reset, will send out emails to currency and bondholders worldwide telling them how to set redemption and exchange appointments. It is advised to exchange/redeem your foreign currency at an official redemption center, RC, rather than a bank. You can only redeem ZIM at RC. The dinar contract rate can only be given at RC, and banks will offer you lower exchange rates than what you can obtain at RC. It was my understanding that most banks were under control of the cabal and would soon play a different role in the global financial system. Constitutional Republic of the United States, Constitutional Republic of Canada J2s. March 10, 2026 bombshell announcement, President Trump declares restoration of the American Republic, U.S. Incorporated dissolved. Common law sovereignty returns. Mr. Poole on Telegram. Patriots, the storm has hit and it's magnificent. President Donald J. Trump has invoked Article 2 to declare the United States fully sovereign under common law once more. The fake foreign-controlled U.S. Incorporated is finished, dissolved, dead, gone forever. No more Admiralty law oppression, no more globalist chains dragging us into debt and war. The deep state grip is broken, the true constitutional republic rises triumphant. This is no mere rhetoric. It's a binding declaration of authority and summons from Trump as Commander-in-Chief. He's seizing full control, sidelining the corrupt swamp and directing the military via the Uniform Code of Military Justice. Every flag officer is oath-bound to obey lawful orders from the legitimate president. No more excuses, no divided allegiances. The military now serves we the people through Trump, not the treasonous corporate facade. Under common law sovereignty, grounded in God-given rights and original founding truths, Trump exercises his prerogative to summon leaders, affirm real authority, and rebuild national defense. This resets America to the founders' vision: no commercial enslavement, no hidden British shadows, just pure liberty. All flag officers are ordered to convene in Virginia, the Republic's sacred cradle, for immediate realignment. This is full military mobilization to restore loyalty and eliminate globalist remnants. The timeline is set, orders issued, clock running. Unity under true command is happening now. Foreign-tied overseas bases and Commonwealth-linked tops, they're being shut down or reclaimed for America. No more secret outposts serving alien masters, no covert pacts bleeding us dry. Trump is smashing the centuries-old crown chokehold on trade and power, and the military reset locks it down. This fulfills Trump's sacred oath to defend the Constitution, protect the people, and preserve the Republic. Every officer and servant must choose, stand with the restored Republic or stand exposed as oath breakers. The line is drawn, no more shadows, no two Americas. One Republic. One Commander-in-Chief. One law, common law. Quanons, white hats, digital warriors, this is our victory moment. The debt-based, deception-driven U.S. Incorporated fraud is overthrown. Military mobilizes under Trump's unbreakable command. Deep state cabal legally crushed, illusions collapsing. Freedom surges back. The Republic is back, sovereign, unbreakable. We witness history, true American Republic restored. Patriots win. God bless President Trump, our military, and the sovereign United States of America. Wars, wars and rumors of wars. Thursday, March 12, 2026. The dominoes are falling, and they can't be stopped. Mr. Poole, the final chapter on Telegram. Iran. Supreme Leader, dead. Navy, destroyed. Gold vaults, emptied. New leader Mujtaba Khamenei named on March 9. Israeli intelligence gave him 72 hours to surrender or join his father. Venezuela. Maduro. Captured February 23. $1.2 billion in gold bars found in his private bunker. CIA Director Burns personally flew to Caracas to retrieve a laptop containing the names of every deep state operative in Latin America. Cuba. Trump said it today, it's running on fumes. Friendly takeover or not so friendly. It really doesn't matter. 3 countries. 3 communist regimes. 3 down in 17 days. This was never random. This is Operation Falling Crown, signed by Trump on January 20, 2017, his first hour in office. A single classified page. A map with 7 red circles. Each circle equals a deep state financial stronghold used to launder money, hide stolen gold, traffic children, and fund operations against the American people. The 7 dominoes: Iran, fallen. March 1, 2026. Venezuela, fallen. February 23, 2026. Cuba, falling now. Ukraine, April 2026. The $175 billion wasn't aid. It was payment to destroy biolabs, servers, and financial evidence. Zelensky has been given a deadline. North Korea, classified. Classified. The 7th is not a country. It's the institution that printed your money for 112 years. Every cartel. Every trafficking route. Every dark money pipeline, all connected to these 7 points. Remove them, and the entire system collapses. Trump told the Joint Chiefs on March 3, 2026, "We don't negotiate with dominoes. We push them." The Pentagon confirmed today that 47,000 troops are now positioned across 3 theaters. The largest military deployment since World War II. Not for war. For cleanup. When the 7th domino falls, the emergency broadcast system activates. 10 days. 8 hours a day. Every screen. The countdown started on February 23. It ends when the last circle goes dark. 7 circles. 3 down. The clock is running. They told you this was about oil. It was never about oil. It's about freeing the world from the people who owned it. Share this, before the next domino falls. Guru information and intel. Thursday, March 12, 2026. 107 exposes the greatest lie. Trump launches full assault on global cabal, mass arrests imminent, election fraud crashing down, honest money returning. Patriots, the storm is unleashed. 107 on Telegram. Patriots, 107 just dropped the hammer on the biggest lie ever pushed, that elections were fair and the cabal unbeatable. President Trump is executing a flawless strategy to crush every distraction and foreign interference choking freedom worldwide. Core mission: honest elections and honest money, the weapons that will destroy the matrix forever. The 2020 theft was global. Venezuelan hackers rigged 71 countries, Serbia servers owned by John Brennan manipulated votes, Chinese ballots flooded in, Iranian propaganda hubs just obliterated. Grand juries hear explosive testimony now with hard evidence. Russia hoax was a distraction, real war targets free elections planet-wide. Arrests rolling fast. John Brennan leads the first major wave, CIA traitor tied to worldwide fraud. Obama in the stack, Hillary falls this fall. Gitmo expands for global traders, Cuba deal seals easy access. Venezuela freed, massive street celebrations as Maduro's grip shattered. Iran's terror network cracking, underground Christian boom thanks to Trump-Israel hammer blows. Italy defunds radical Iranian ops, exposes largest embassy as jihad launchpad. Trump gutted USAID slush funds, NPR propaganda, now tariffs launch External Revenue Service, IRS dying. Bureaucracy halved, swamp screams. Bond crisis engineered worse than 2008 by City of London cabal, but Trump strikes first. VP Vance drives metals-backed currency, mining surges, fiat fraud ends. Spiritual fire ignites. Trump summons patriots to D.C. May 17 for national rededication to God, 49 days prayer to July 4, 250th. Covenant like Mayflower, Jubilee energy flows, debts forgiven, America reborn. Prayer without ceasing fuels victory. Cabal tentacles targeted, Brussels pedo central, Congo millions dead under Iran-China mining, South Africa nukes nearly stolen, Trump exposes all. Foreign war on America via rigged votes, act of war repaid. EBS truth drops incoming. Child trafficking, fraud, bioweapons exposed. Worst yet to come, but divine protection holds. Trump survived assassination, God's act. Rededicate personally, show up May 17. We liberate 72 nations from stolen elections, fiat chains. Honest elections, honest money. God's justice, greatest awakening explodes. Trust the plan, pray hard, watch evil crumble. WWG1!! Save the Children Thursday, March 12, 2026 Dallas, Texas, 244 child predators arrested in Dallas, Texas. 109 children rescued. Hors. March 12, 2026 Southern California. Human trafficking sting brings 37 teens home in SoCal and sheriff and feds takedown. 7 arrests made. March 2026 Oprah's alleged mentor John of God was farming babies and selling them on the black market. He got 118 years in prison, and her African school loaded with sexual abuse allegations. It's always the same crimes, the same group of elites, and always involves children. The patterns don't lie. Oprah's mentor and fraudulent spiritual healer, João Teixeira de Faria, aka John of God, was coincidentally mentioned in the Epstein files for farming babies and selling them on the black market. He was accused of abusing over 600 women and children. He would use women and children as sex slaves, impregnate them, sell their babies, and murder some of them after. The babies from the victims would sell for thousands of dollars on the black market. He was finally caught and sentenced to 118 years in prison. These are the people connected to the elites who rule over us. These people must be removed from positions of power and held accountable. The real question is, are there more John of Gods still out there, white hats on Telegram? And Thursday, March 12, 2026 a doctor specializing in pediatrics, virology, and a Nobel Peace Prize recipient who turned out to be one of the largest convicted child predators, who sexually abused over 400 children, along with his own 50 adopted children, Dr. Daniel Carlton Gage Jusek. Born in 1923 in Yonkers, New York, he earned his MD from Harvard in 1946 and specialized in pediatrics. His groundbreaking work on Kuru, a fatal brain disease among Papua New Guinea's 4 people, linked to cannibalistic rituals, earned him the 1976 Nobel Prize in Medicine for discovering slow viruses, later identified as prions. At the National Institutes of Health in Bethesda, Maryland, he transmitted Kuru to chimpanzees, advancing research on diseases like Creutzfeldt-Jakob and mad cow. However, Gage Jusek's legacy is marred by pedophilia. He adopted over 50 boys from Micronesia and Papua New Guinea, funding their education but sexually abusing several. In 1996, one accused him of molestation. Gage Jusek pleaded guilty in 1997, served a year in prison, and exiled himself to Europe, unrepentant about his actions. He later died on December 12, 2008, at age 85 in Tromsø, Norway, from complications of congestive heart failure. Other alleged connections tie him to Boston Children's Hospital, with connections to a larger elite child trafficking rings, with ties to a satanic cult connected to known killer, David Berkowitz, widely known as Son of Sam. Oh, what we think we know. As of March 2026 Thursday, March 12, 2026 Fox News breaking update. New York, the NYPD bomb squad has evacuated Gracie Mansion and shut down 10 surrounding blocks after a suspicious package was discovered in a nearby park, with authorities conducting a full investigation as New York remains on high alert. Dan Scavino on Telegram Thursday, March 12, 2026 bombshell, Trump considers pardoning Assange and Snowden, the deep state's worst nightmare just got real. Thursday, March 12, 2026 Fox News breaking. Schumer's Democrat shutdown, 300 TSA quit, absences double, paychecks gone, airports in chaos with hours-long lines. Simple fix, nuke the filibuster and fund DHS. Thursday, March 12, 2026 breaking special report, Trump shocks global elites, Lloyds of London forced to reverse Hormuz shipping blockade. Thursday, March 12, 2026 congressional hearing, Boebert, implant aborted baby parts into lab animals. Have you heard of that sort of research? Goodman, we did an analysis showing that over 90% of experiments using human fetal tissue and putting them in animals were funded by Fauci's NIAID. Thursday, March 12, 2026 Uruguay, Iran, holy crap. A based lawmaker in Uruguay just obliterated leftists' hypocrisy about Islam and Iran. She puts on a burqa and says, "This is what women in Iran wear every day. If they take it off, they get acid thrown in their faces or get stoned to death." That's what those who support Iran defend. Government fraud. Thursday, March 12, 2026 CBS California, A few months ago Dr. Oz posted a video about the hospice fraud along Van Nuys Boulevard in Los Angeles. Newsom filed a civil rights complaint against Oz for baseless and racist allegations. CBS just uncovered that there are 137 hospice businesses along Van Nuys Boulevard and over half appear to be fraudulent. Thursday, March 12, 2026, 31% of all hospice and home health companies in the U.S. are registered in LA County, and they receive millions in taxpayer money. So I went to the addresses listed in the valley. What I found: no clinics, no patients, no healthcare providers, just vacant offices. The Siphon Telegram voter fraud Q. Thursday, March 12, 2026. Wow. George Soros funded a ballot measure called Proposition 64. The money from that measure was supposed to go to substance abuse. Instead, California Democrats redirected all the money, $370 million, into registering voters. The White House on Telegram: this is a sophisticated money laundering scheme. Here's what happened. California DOJ found California Democrats used a state agency called Elevate Youth to launder taxpayer money into registering voters. Elevate Youth funneled money, $370 million, meant for substance abuse help to get out the vote and organizing, for Democrats. Elevate Youth is funded through Proposition 64. Proposition 64 was a ballot measure that was sponsored by George Soros. So again, let me break that down. George Soros paid for a fake ballot measure claiming it would help victims of substance abuse, once passed. All the money collected in new taxes from that ballot measure was then redirected into registering voters and organizing California Democrats need to go to prison. Our Thursday, March 12, 2026, the Q clock has ended. On Wednesday, 1st of May at 11:11, the final marker hit. Now it's the return of Q. President Donald Trump has given the green light. Operation Storm launches full force. The global military alliance moves in to seize major fake news outlets and trigger mass arrests of the cabal elite. The world will never be the same. Trust the plan. Enjoy the show. Ezra A. Cohen on Telegram. The storm is here, patriots. The final BQQM shakes everything loose. The deep state Satan-worshipping child traffickers who funded their horrors through CIA black ops, Illuminati banks and the Vatican Ninth Circle are crumbling. Trump declared war on them before even taking office years ago. Now the hammer drops. Millions of innocent children were already rescued from dumps worldwide, though many lost to these monsters. Local satanic covens rounded up daily. Global currency reset ignites right now. Gold-backed currencies flood in across 209 nations as the fiat death spiral ends. Quantum Financial System, QFS, activates fully. Sovereign Treasury state control. No more income tax slavery. Tariffs fund the republic. New sales tax on goods only. Nizara/GCR announcements hit any moment, wiping out debt, unleashing prosperity. Funds, R&R, allowances and massive social security boosts. Bondholders and Zim redeemers step up first. Humanitarian projects explode with Wealth Emergency Broadcast System, EBS, primed and countdown begun via Starlink. Worldwide blackout looms. 10 days of darkness descends. Soon to shield the public while military locks down pedophile networks and cabal puppets. Stock food, water, cash, banks go dark during the transition. Martial law enforces order as the storm rages, global arrests, dumb clearances, fake media blackouts. The fake news switch over to truth begins, exposing everything: Pizzagate, adrenochrome empires, election theft, bioweapons labs. Trump's greenlight unleashes the real patriots, white hats in total control. JFK Jr. steps forward soon, alive, leading as vice president in the restored republic. The republic rises. Under original constitutional law, no more U.S. incorporated corporation chains. Free energy, hidden tech, med beds roll out under GCR, healing for the faithful who held the line. The cabal melts in panic. Their Rothschild empire collapses. BlackRock follows, real estate crashes next. BRICS nations already evaluate gold reserves. The reset is irreversible. Patriots, the awakening surges, dark to light, 11 deactivated. A week to remember turns into the golden age. Nothing stops what comes. The children are saved, the republic reborn, freedom dawns. Prepare, pray, stand strong, the storm hits magnificent force. Q sent, we are the plan. The world wakes shocked and silent, then roars in victory. Trump's epic return unveils total QFS rebirth. The beasts fall. Patriots win. God wins. Medbeds meet your quantum guardian. The future of health is here. Medbeds technology on Telegram. This is not science fiction. This is the dawn of a new era in human well-being. We are proud to introduce the Quantum Guardian Protocol, a revolutionary system designed to monitor and optimize your health in real time, 24 hours a day. At the heart of this system is a new form of benevolent artificial intelligence, a quantum computer with the capacity to simultaneously monitor the health of 400 million people. This is not a supercomputer in the traditional sense, it is a new form of consciousness, designed for one purpose: to understand and enhance human life. How does it work? Every human body is a complex network of electrical signals. Your nervous system communicates with every cell in your body through these signals. The Quantum Guardian is designed to understand this language. It connects to you through a simple, elegant device, the Aura Wave. This wristband is a marvel of technology. It is not a watch. It is a quantum transceiver that reads your body's unique frequencies. It monitors your heart rate, your brain waves, and most importantly, your stress levels. It knows the second your body begins to enter a state of stress, which is the root cause of 90% of all modern disease. Imagine this: you are in a stressful situation. Before you even consciously feel the anxiety, the Quantum Guardian detects the shift in your body's frequency. In that same instant, it sends a precise, counterbalancing frequency back to your aura wave. You feel a gentle, almost imperceptible wave of energy on your wrist. This is a frequency stimulation that instantly calms your nervous system, preventing the release of stress hormones like cortisol. The stress is neutralized before it can do any damage. For the past year, our scientists have been testing this system with a group of volunteers. The results are beyond anything we could have imagined. By eliminating the constant background noise of stress, the human body's natural healing abilities are unlocked. The average projected lifespan of participants has increased to 120 years, without medication, without invasive procedures, without anxiety. This is a world where violence is reduced to near zero, because a population free from stress is a population free from aggression. This is a world where everyone can live a happy, healthy, and fulfilling life. This is the world we all want. And it is finally here. The latest video will be shown earlier at the official website yourdailyblog.com. Sincere thanks to all our audience. To continue watching videos without ads, you can subscribe via the Gumroad link below the description. If you want to watch the latest free videos, you can visit yourdailyblog.com. If you continue to love and support us, you can donate to us via GiveSendGo or PayPal or Gumroad link below the description. God bless us all.